The legend of the old man catcher was born.
I like the idea that you do a good deed and out loud, you just start going, "You're the best around."
Hi, I'm Steve, and this is Then You Ruined It, a podcast where me and Jason try to get through just 20 minutes of human interaction without, well, ruining it. Buckle up, folks. It's gonna get bumpy.
Jason! I got one. I have a story where I have a redemption arc and I become the hero.
Okay. As always, I will be the judge of that.
It all started when I knocked an old man into a young lady at church.
Good start. Well done. Abuse of the elderly is a great starting point.
The abuse of an elderly and a child.
Well, yeah, I mean...
When I say young lady, she's 9.
Okay, yeah, this is sounding bad.
So, I'm at church, and I am moving the big TV, because we had the big TV in one room, and I was going to put it away. And along the way, someone in the narrow hallway stopped and talked to me. So I talked to them back. And while we're chit-chatting, I've got the TV here. And this TV, because TVs are so big and huge now, they look very narrow at the top, but the stands go way out. And so I'm actually taking up way more of the hallway than I think I am. And then some doddering old man, who I'd never seen before or since, I don't know why he was there that day, just to get me, is my theory, comes tottering by, trips over the leg of the TV stand, and goes barreling into aforementioned 9-year-old. And I could do nothing but pick them both up and think, oh no, I have ruined 2 days today. Truly, I have become the villain.
And?
Now you kick me while I'm down. You know, we got to pile on the adversity, so you shame me.
I mean, there's no shame currently. It's all an accident. Nobody's to blame. You're going to help, so that's good.
Well, I didn't help enough. Helping is preventing the problem.
I mean, you can't prevent people from being stupid and clumsy. Trust me, I've been both for most of my life. Nobody prevented those things, and look, here I am.
I have desperately tried to help you not be clumsy and dumb for quite a while, but it's really hard to do via podcast.
Hard to do for any other human. You can't help clumsy. Trust me, it was born into my daughter. I watch her fall, and I'm just like, stupid, ambling little antelope with brand new legs. You're going to be like that for most of your life.
Antelopes become incredibly agile within moments of birth, or else they get eaten. You need to get a large predator to chase your daughter around until she learns how to run.
I love that you think predator by like whatever's going to eat her, but like predator just like a child predator, just like, go get her.
No! I am not talking about Jason E. Sigler. I'm talking about a lynx or some kind of scary bird, like a goose. Get a goose to chase her. That'll teach her to run, but the stakes are actually very low.
I don't think I've seen a goose chase my daughter before. I feel like it had to have happened. Everybody pissed off a goose at some point in their life, on purpose or not.
It's how we all learn to run.
Yes, that's how you finally learn. It's like Forrest Gump when he decides to start running and he has the leg braces on. They just shatter and it's like, I can do it! That's us with geese.
Yes.
The goose chases you. It's like the goose is just doing its job. Part in the circle of life. I help that boy run.
Yeah, exactly. If it weren't for geese, suburbia would be too safe, and we would become too lax as a species.
Sure. I'm sure there's crime rates here and there that are up because of not geese, but sure, we'll go with that. Geese, they're the danger.
I don't know why you had to take it to crime. Also, did you hear about that prison that uses geese instead of dogs? They used to have geese because dogs are too willing to make friends with the prisoners, so they got rid of all the dogs and put a bunch of geese out there.
That has to be a British or European ass prison. There's no way they would do that in America. That is that is precocious. That is the same prison where they held Paddington Bear for like a week.
I like that idea. That's a good image. Anyway, so I took that guilt with me home. I lived in that shame. I stewed in it. I marinated in it. And it just tore me up inside. And then I got a chance at redemption. And I took it. My life has changed. I no longer have my beautiful commute bus where I get up super early. I go walk 2 blocks away, get on the bus, and I fall asleep for an hour and I wake up at my office. It was amazing. It was perfect. It was beautiful. Now I got to take the train because people think trains are great and trains suck butt and they're full of horrible things and everything about them sucks. My commute takes almost twice as long now and I can't sleep because I'll go through my stop. So, you know what? Screw you, progress. Anyway, so I'm on the train and I'm sitting in one of this long corridor of people just staring awkwardly at each other, all like facing sideways. So we're kind of getting car sick, but not really. And as the train is beginning to move, a doddering old man begins walking down this corridor and the train lurches forward, sending him sprawling right in front of me. And I think, this is my moment. I will redeem myself. And I leapt up and I caught him before he beefed it so hard.
Okay. What happened next? Like, was he like stunned? Did he say, "Get off of me, weirdo"?
Well, after that, the song "You're the Best Around" started playing and everyone high-fived. And then some girl gave me her phone number and then I got $5. What do you mean what happened? I was a hero. I saved this man from falling on his face. Everyone thought, man, I wish I was half as able-bodied and sexy as that beast right there. And everyone went on and like, I'm going to pay this forward. And like 1,000 good deeds happened.
The women asked me for my seed. It was glorious. I impregnated 15 women that day.
The legend of the old man catcher was born.
I like the idea that you do a good deed and out loud, you just start going, "You're the best around." And the people just look at you like, are you doing a soundtrack for yourself?
None of you were going to do it.
Yeah.
I got to cover.
Can't rely on you, jackholes. I caught the man. Boom, dropped him. I didn't say I'd hold him. Caught him.
I helped him to his feet.
Yes.
I did the good deed.
So what was the fallout? Did he like say thank you and like wander off and you just felt good about yourself? Or did like anybody else see this? Like,
I mean, it was a packed train, so a bunch of people saw it. And then I told it on a podcast.
Right. But I mean, like that feels like a good enough deed that like somebody, if it was a packed train, somebody should have witnessed that and like remarked something about it.
I don't think you've ever been on public transit. You don't talk.
No, I have not. You are correct.
There's no talking. You can see the most amazing stuff. You can see the most horrible thing. Remember that picture that I sent you of the wad of human hair the size of a softball? No one mentioned it. We all just saw it, internalized it, did something with it, and moved on. We either went past it or away from it. No one talked, no one mentioned, because you don't talk on the bus or the train. Because we all just pretend we're the only one there.
I have been on like a subway, like I'm not regularly, but I've been on there. And on like the, you know, the ones that would take you to and from terminals at the airport and stuff like that. So I get it. But I also feel just that feels like a big enough one that, especially you catching him, like catching, and I don't know. I guess you're right.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I think people should talk about it. I think, like I said, people should have sang me a song. I think I should have been a hero revered for generations to come. But that don't happen on the bus. So I'm just going to assume that everyone lived better lives because of it. And everyone listening to this podcast is going to live a better life because of it. And somewhere out there, there's a kid who, you know, accidentally punched an old lady. And now I'm thinking, no, I can unpunch an old lady tomorrow. And they'll go out and do that.
I'm just imagining that probably involves him going up to an old lady, putting his hand on her face, is going to cause some weirdness, and then pulling it back and just saying, "You're welcome." And her just being like, "Thank you? What? What just happened? I told you I'd have a stroke soon. I think that was it." Was that it? I don't know. So was this such a non-event that you like didn't even tell your family?
Oh, I told my wife.
And was she just like, uh-huh?
She gave me a high five and a kiss. So, you know, that's great. I got what I needed. Look, I got a kiss from my wife and a story for the podcast. I'm rewarded for being good. That's all I want out of life.
Oh, I require more than that.
Well, yeah, that's why you're a douche.
Like you said, monetary rewards, recognition, key to the city.
Yes. I was just gonna say, is there a key to the city?
I mean, there has to be. That's been in too many fictional accounts of anyone getting recognition for anything. And I'm not even fictional. I've like wrestlers. It's like, oh man, you were born and raised here, and now we're naming the city out. So this is CM Punk Day, and CM Punk, you have the key to Chicago. Don't know what that means, but it's cool.
Don't lock yourself out of it.
Yeah, don't have a spare. A really big rug we have to keep that under.
So, another story about how nothing that happens on public transit gets mentioned to anyone else on there. Like, we all just sit silently and let whatever happens, happen. On the bus the other day, so like I said, take the train to the bus, or take the bus to the train, to the office, to the train, to the bus, to the house. That's my life. So I'm on the final bus. I'm going home. Day is feeling pretty good. And the way that the buses around here work, it's the one bus after the other, so they're kind of connected by a slinky. And the back thing is there's some stairs that go up, and then there's a row of seats that face forward, and then some seats that face the center, and then there's 2 seats in the very back. I'm sitting in the ones in front of the seats that face the center. But because this bus is pretty unused, I'm actually leaning my back against the window so that I can block the glare off my phone and I can watch Netflix. Okay, so I'm sitting sideways watching the new Dan 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 show on my phone. It's good. You should all check it out. And while I'm doing that, because I'm in this situation, I can now glance side to side, and I'm sitting where I should be perpendicular to the guy in the sideways seats. I'm now parallel with him. And I glance over. He's also staring at his phone. And it is hardcore pornography.
So I put my phone away and said, hey, give me an earbud.
And so I'm like, this must be a moment of weakness in this man. Let me go back to my show. He'll correct himself soon enough. 5 minutes go by. Probably about time to check in on him. Nope. He has not learned his lesson. He has not realized that he is still in public.
So you say he has not learned his lesson, but you are literally the one person who could teach him the lesson. I'm just like, and just nudge or, hey, dude, not cool. Or something. Instead, you ignored it like everybody else is doing, and that is telling him, yes, what you're doing is acceptable to us.
Well, so the next time I'm on the bus, I get in that seat is taken, my preferred seat, so I go to the very back seat. And that same guy sits in the sideways seats. I don't know why he thinks the sideways seat is safe, but he does. And so I'm once again have a full view of his phone, but this time like it's very obvious. And like about halfway through the ride, he starts getting really kind of grumpy. And he keeps looking at me, and I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. My stop's way after yours. I had the feeling it was throwing off his rhythm that I was there. And so now I make sure I'm the last guy to get on the bus, and I always position myself such that I can see whatever he's doing. I call it the hunt for Pink October.
I mean, so a hand check. Are both hands present?
I mean, one's holding the phone,
Yeah.
the other's holding his bag, because for some reason he thinks someone's going to steal his bag.
Well, I mean, he's obviously preoccupied, so if somebody tried to, he probably just wouldn't notice. Okay, so the hands are okay. That's fine. So he's just, I don't know, filling up the spank bank or just a connoisseur? I don't know. Maybe he's in the biz and he's like, checking the dailies. This is what we shot today, and this is actually his work. I don't know.
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
I mean, it's absolutely the wrong one, but I'd love for that's the only acceptable. And even that is not acceptable, because if that is your job, you don't get to check the footage on the way home. I don't care how hidden you think you are. I wouldn't even do that like if I was on the outside with like people going by, because at some point you're going to go by somebody that's going to go slow enough that they're going to see the porn, and it's like, no, that's still not cool. So anywhere on that whole bus is not safe for, unless you dive underneath one of the seats and you're looking at it that way, and then you're clearly looking at porn, as opposed to just clearly looking at porn out in the open. I love the idea that he gets grumpy.
One way or the other.
I don't know if it's grumpy like, no, this didn't go the way I wanted to at all.
It's 4:45. This is when I look at people having sex.
Oh, I was thinking more like he pulls out and then money shot, not pull out and another lady comes in.
Oh, that's why he's grumpy. Like, the lighting in this is all wrong. We're gonna have to reshoot.
Yeah. Again, if it's his job, then You owe him an apology, I guess. You need to back up. Give him his space. He's working here, man.
Then he needs to sit in the last row. He just won't sit in the last row. The last row of seats are super uncomfortable, but you can watch whatever you want back there.
I mean, he does not seem to have a problem with watching whatever he wants.
If I can see him, he doesn't. He just gets grumpy. Checks his stock prices, I guess.
I don't know how to... It totally changes your perception of a person once you've seen them watch porn. Like, it changes the dynamic. It's worse than making your girlfriend or significant other or wife or whatever fart. It changes things irrevocably.
The way you worded that, do you just want to tell the story about how you made your wife fart?
It's not much of a story.
I know. You've told it.
I jumped on her until she farted. And then she said, "This is never going to be the same." And I was like, yes. You are correct. Now you are my betrothed.
Finally, it's the way I want.
Yes. Now we must be wed.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Then You Ruined It. If you enjoy our flavor of nonsense, please like and subscribe wherever you found us. And please share with your friends and cooler family members.